What's up, everybody? K Josie here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Finally, after a lot of you on different social media outlets like Snapchat and Twitter, Instagram have begged me to start a YouTube channel. Here I am, putting myself out there. I don't normally do stuff like this. I'm a very self-conscious person, but you know what? I decided to just come out of my shell, kind of go out of my comfort zone, and put myself out there, starting this beauty channel. As you can see, for my very first look, I decided to go with a Harley Quinn inspired look from the new movie Suicide Squad that's coming out in a few days, which I am so hyped to see. This was my very first run through, and I'm actually kind of happy with the way it turned out. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave some down below. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Here we go. Enjoy. What's up, guys? Alright, here we go. I already did my brows off camera just because it's such a tedious process. So we're going to go ahead and start with my Nivea Men Post Shave Balm as my primer. I always like to use this because it actually kind of acts as like a second moisturizer for me because I have such really dry, flaky skin. So it's nice to add that to my routine as like an extra moisturizer, and also helps my foundation stay on all day long. I use about a quarter size amount and rub it around my face until it becomes tacky. Put a little bit on my eyes as like a little extra primer. And when it's tacky, you're good to go. Next thing, I'm going to go in with my Born This Way foundation in the shade Snow from TooFaced. I'm going to be using about a pump or two on the back of my hand. And going in with my finger and just dotting that around my face, spreading it out in kind of an even layer, down the neck a little bit, under my chin, just so it's spread out nice and evenly here for us. Oh, and I dropped it. Go figure. Way to go, Katie. Way to go. Alright, and then I'm also going to take my Tarte Maracuja Oil. I like to add that to my foundations just to give it a little bit more moisture, again, because I have such dry skin. I'm putting that on my oval brush, which I got off of Amazon for like $8, and I absolutely love it. It's finally a foundation brush I found that doesn't make my makeup look streaky. It blends it in really, really well, especially when I use my L'Oreal foundation. I really love this brush. But for some reason for this foundation, it wasn't blending it in too well. And I kind of noticed it halfway through my foundation process. So I just go ahead and blend it into my neck a little bit, just to make sure I don't have any lines. And then I'm actually going to go in with my Morphe blending sponge here. I've really been loving this sponge as a great alternative to using my beauty blender. And it's a heck of a lot cheaper. So I'm just going in and I'm bouncing that around my face. Make sure that it's damp so that you don't soak up a whole lot of product. I'm just going in and I'm evening out the layer of foundation so it doesn't look too streaky or anything like that. Alright. Moving on to concealer, I'm taking my TooFaced Born This Way concealer, which I just bought for myself as kind of like an early birthday present. I love this concealer, guys. It is probably one of the only concealers that I've found that's like in my shade because I'm pale as a ghost. So I'm just taking that and I'm applying that under my eyes and the high points of my face where I would normally highlight, on the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, Cupid's bow, and chin. And I'm taking my Beauty Blender Micro Mini, which I absolutely love for concealer, and just kind of bouncing that under my eye and blending that concealer in. I also like to take a little bit up onto my lids a little bit as kind of like a pre-primer for my eyeshadow and to kind of cover any of discoloration I might have on my lids, which I do. Just go ahead and blend that. Blend, blend, blend. Blending is your best friend. Alright. Next, I'm going to take my Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth Powder and my E.L.F. Small tapered brush, and I'm just going to set my under eye. I really love this concealer as well because I find that it doesn't crease on me as easy, especially if I set it. I normally don't have to set my face because my skin, again, is so dry. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my NYC Smooth Skin Translucent. I love this powder. Dipping my damp mini beauty blender in that and going over my under eye area to brighten it up and set it so I don't crease. And I'm taking a big fluffy brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to dip a little bit into that powder and get it everywhere and kind of go over my face. The only reason I'm doing it for this look is because I want to get a little bit more pale, believe it or not, since Harley Quinn is quite pale. I want to just set my face with a lighter powder to make it look a little paler. Alright, now that we are all set and I'm dusting off thousands of pounds of powder, I'm going to go in with my E.L.F. contour palette and this bottom darker, cooler brown shade. I'm going to contour a little bit with a smaller fluffy brush. And you just want to line your brush up with the top of your ear and stripe it down. Don't worry, I'm going to blend this out. I know it looks a little crazy. Tap off the excess as usual to avoid any fallout. And I'm going to go ahead in and buff my contour in a little bit. I usually start out with a brush to buff it in initially, and then I go in, as you can see, with my beauty blender or my Morphe sponge, and I really blend it out just because I don't want it to have any harsh lines and look too obvious. Blowing away some powder there. Sorry, guys. Alright. My contour looks alright. I'm not going to go too drastic. I'm going to go in with my Lorac eyeshadow primer, which I actually just got in a kit, and I'm really liking it so far. So I'm just going to put a tiny bit on each of my eyelids, taking my ring finger then and blending that in to prime my lids. And I kind of found that I wasn't really blending in too well, so I'm going to take my micro mini sponge once again and blend that in. Alright guys, now for the fun part. I'm going to go in with my Lorac Resort palette, and if I could find the shade, that'd be great. No, other way. There we go. This, hard to tell on camera, but it's like a light nude shade that I'm going to set my eyes with. A fluffy Wet n Wild brush that I paid like 26 cents for. Steal of the day. And I'm just going to go ahead and set my primer on my eyelids as like a nice transition shade and a base. By the time I got to the end of this look, I totally remembered that I wanted to use my NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk as a white base to make my eyeshadow brighter, but I totally forgot. Then I'm going to take my NYX Hot Pink eyeshadow and a dense packing brush and just go to town on my right lid. All the reference pictures I used from the movie showed that the pink was on her right side, so I'm just going to kind of stick true to the Harley Quinn look from the movie. And I zoomed in and it kind of didn't focus, so my apologies. But I'm just packing in that bright pink eyeshadow. Yes, I know, me wearing pink. Yikes. Ugh. I didn't like it either, but I wanted to do this look, so here we are. And I'm zooming you guys back out because I didn't like the way that looked. Sorry for the crappy focus, but whatever. I'm just going to take that pink eyeshadow and drag it down. It doesn't have to be perfect because this is a grungy kind of Harley just kicked somebody's butt and it's just kind of grungy, and I'm just going to drag it down my cheek there, make it look a little messy, and take a fluffy blending brush and just kind of buff out those harsh lines so that it looks smokier. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect because, I mean, Harley Quinn's makeup isn't perfect. It's smudged, which is what I love about it. Just adding some more pink in there to make it a little deeper. And just keep blending that out. I'm taking my smudge brush that I actually got from Rite Aid, and Rite Aid actually has some pretty good brushes. And I'm just going to go underneath my lower lash line about a third of the way in and smudge out some of that pink as well, just to kind of give it a pink smoky look. Again, this does not have to be perfect. We're not going for a beauty pageant here. We're going to kick some butt as Harley Quinn. So here we go. Then I'm going to take this bright blue eyeshadow from NYX as well. And I drop my brush again. Way to go. And I'm going to take a packing brush once more and go on my left lid with the bright blue. This wasn't giving me as much pigment as I'd hoped with the brush, so eventually what I decided to do is just go in with my finger and really pack on that color. Eventually. You're just going to do the same thing like you did with your other eye. Drag it down a little bit, use your fingers, smudge it out, make it look really cool. I didn't want to drag it down too far into my cheeks. I didn't want to look like I was crying. Just wanted a little smear action. And again, we're going to take that fluffy blending brush and just blend out the edges a little bit so they're not as harsh. Alright, I had to go grab my dark blue eyeshadow that I totally forgot and my red. Taking this Hot Topic Harley Quinn palette and, whoops, wrong way. And this dark red color here, and I'm going to deepen up the pink eye a little bit with a blending brush from Rite Aid once again, and we're just going to do the outer V and into the crease here with that dark red color. Just to deepen it up a little bit. It doesn't have to be all red. You kind of want the red and the pink to blend together a little bit. And I'm just going over that a couple times. The shadow wasn't too pigmented, so I wanted to really go over it a few times and make it a little darker. And just blend, blend, blend. I'm adding a little more streaks down the side of my cheeks there with that pink. And I'm going to go in with my really old Kat Von D eyeshadow palette. It was one of the first high-end products I ever purchased in like high school, so it doesn't get much use. I'm going to take a deeper blue eyeshadow and do the same thing on the blue side. The outer V into the crease with a deeper blue just to kind of darken it up a little bit, add some dimension here on the outer part of my eye. And dragging it down just a little bit into that brighter blue. And just keep blending until your heart's content. Smudge it out, go crazy. Gonna take my smudging brush once more into that dark blue and do the lower lash line. We're almost doing kind of like a smoky eye here, but not perfected by any means at all. Alright, I'm gonna take my fluffy blending brush once again with no other product on it and just blend out that harsh line. And going in with my Lorac palette again, I'm going to take the black shade here at the bottom, and I'm just going to dip the tiniest bit in, tap out that extra, and go into the very, very outer corners here, a little bit into the crease, and blend that in to deepen it even more. This makes it look really more grungy, and you spread it out a little bit with your finger, make it look kind of smeary. It just adds a little bit of depth to the eye. And just a little bit of extra grunge that we need for this look. And again, with my small smudge brush, I'm going to add a little bit of black to the bottom lash line as well for some added dimension and smoke. Going back in with my fluffy brush, I'm doing the same thing to the other eye, just adding a bit of that black and deepening up my edge a little bit and a little bit into my crease. Again with my smudging brush, adding it to the bottom, kind of completing the look, connecting my top black to the bottom, smudging that out a little bit. And I'm going to go back in a little more with that blue, like I said earlier. I wasn't really happy with the pigment, so I'm just going to kind of smudge a little bit more of that bright blue. There we go. Alright, now I'm taking my Kat Von D Troupe Liner. I love this eyeliner. It always creates the perfect wing every single time. What we're going to do is I'm going to start like the inner third of my eye right against the lash line and just kind of start a baseline. And then I take my finger and I stretch out my eye a little bit, as you can see here, just very gently. It looks a little harsher than it is. And then I start at the outer portion of my eye and drag it in, creating that perfect wing. And then I connect the bottom lash line to the top and just keep filling it in, not making it too thick, but really making it dramatic out towards the edge of my eye. And there we go. Doesn't have to be perfect again because we're going for kind of a grungy look here. I'm going to do the same thing on my other side, starting in about the middle of your eye, right against the lower lash line, or upper lash line, and drawing that wing. This one didn't turn out as good as the pink, but, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, we're not going for perfection here. Everything gets smoked out in the end anyway. My liner was starting to die a little bit, so I had to keep going back and forth, filling it in, trying to perfect it, which is how it got messed up. But, you know, it is what it is. Ish happens. This is makeup. You can always take it off and start again, but I didn't feel like doing that. So we're just going to keep going in and filling it in until you are content. And next, what I'm going to do here is take my Maybelline 24-Hour Master Drama eye pencil in Very Black, and I'm going to line my lower lash line. Normally, I like to stop right in the middle of my eye, but for this look, we're going to line the entire bottom waterline here for dramatic emphasis. And just smudging it out a little bit here for some added smoke and grunge. Alright, next I'm just going to curl my lashes. Those of you who know me know that I almost never wear mascara because I don't really need to. My lashes are pretty long and curled as there are, but for this look I'm going to go with my MAC False Lashes Extreme Black little sample I got here with my MAC order, which I actually really love this mascara because it's not clumpy and it actually just kind of fans out my lashes a little bit. It makes them look like they're there. I don't use false lashes. I don't really intend to, so for the purpose of this look, I'm just going to make them look a little fluffy and fanned out here. Always start at the bottom of your lashes and work your way up. I kind of either twirl the brush or I go in like a zigzag motion. And I always do my bottom lids. As you can see, I got a little bit of mascara there at the bottom, and I tried to get it off with my beauty blender, and I decided that I didn't care because it kind of added to the grunge. However, if that does happen to you, you can always take a dry Q-tip and twirl it across that spot. Alright, next I'm going to go in with my E.L.F. felt tip eyeliner, and lining up with the end of my eyebrow, I'm going to draw Harley's little heart here, her heart tattoo, and fill that in. This eyeliner is a really good alternative to the Kat Von D Trooper liner. I actually find myself reaching for this a little more often than my Kat Von D one. It lasts just as long, and it's only $2 as opposed to $19. So, if you're in the market for a new felt eyeliner, I do recommend this E.L.F. one. You can get it at Target, and it's just as good. Alright, I'm just going to go back in with a black eyeshadow and kind of grunge that, smoke it out a little bit, make it look a little smeared. I didn't want to smear the eyeliner itself, so I just decided to go with the eyeshadow. Alright guys, I went off camera and did this rotten tattoo with that E.L.F. eyeliner, and I'm actually really pleased with how it turned out. Next we're going to go in with a NYX lip liner in, let me see, what's the shade here? It is... I don't know. Oh, dark red. Well, that was difficult. I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips. It doesn't have to be perfect by any means because my lips are weird shaped, so I'm just going to overdraw them a little bit, making them look a little more full. And then I'm going to take my NYX Liquid Suede, which I absolutely love, in the shade Kitten Heels, which is a really pretty, bright, kind of classic red, which I thought was absolutely perfect for this look. And this lipstick really does not budge, so I always reach for it if I'm going out with friends or whatever for something that'll last a while. So we're going to go ahead and apply the lipstick like you normally would. Alright. And you could leave it like this if you'd like, but you don't have to. I'm not going to. I'm going to take my index finger, and while it's still wet, I'm just going to smudge it a little bit down towards the bottom of the tattoo. Again, Harley just got done kicking some butt, so her makeup's not going to be perfect, and that's what I love about her. And then I'm going to take my TooFaced blush sample and a Real Techniques blush brush. It's like a bright pink color, which is kind of perfect for this look. It just adds a little bit of something to the cheeks. Not too much. It's very pigmented, so you want to kind of have a light hand with this blush here, guys. And last but not least, I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques setting brush and Physicians Formula highlighter, which you can't really see because of the lighting. But I'm taking like a white highlighter and just going to go on the top of my cheekbones there just a little bit. Just a little bit of glow. Even though Harley's kicking butt, she's got to still look a little bit glam. And there we go. That is the finished look, guys. Alright, you guys, so here is the finished look. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, especially that. I'm so excited. Get you guys kind of a close-up here. I don't know. I think it turned out pretty good for my first run-through. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video, and I look forward to filming some more based on your guys' requests. Whatever you guys want to see, I can do my best with what I have to work with. My collection is always growing. As many of you know, I'm an addict. I'm always buying new things, so if there's anything you guys want to see, go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you'd like to see in my next couple videos. Thank you guys so much for all of your support in advance, all your encouragement for those of you who wanted me to start this channel for so long. I really appreciate it, and I really hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to making many more videos to come. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a thumbs up. Bye, guys.